Hi, I'm Mark Mancini from VRBO Outstanding and Vacation Home Mastery. We're going to take a detour this week and talk about the Cybertruck basics, so stay tuned. And welcome back. Now, I'm going to do a couple of videos on the Cybertruck for a couple of reasons. One, I didn't want to make a whole new channel for the Cybertruck, but also a reminder as short-term rental owners, IRS Section 179 allows for accelerated depreciation of heavy vehicles. So rather than a linear depreciation on a heavy truck, you can depreciate that much quicker, even over 1 year. So if you're having a gangbuster year, or if you're selling a bunch of stocks or sold a short-term rental and need some tax savings, this is a great way to reduce your tax spend, is to buy a truck. Plus, as short-term rental owners, you know that having a pickup truck is literally a must-have, right? So one of the things we're going to talk about on this episode is, besides the exterior, is exactly what this is. This is a truck. This is a Cybertruck. Technically, this is a Cyber Beast. People don't realize the tonneau cover, which comes up and down with the press of a button, as well as the back bed here that opens up. You've got a full bed here. You can lay down a 4x8 piece of sheetrock and carry it, or plywood or anything else. Other cool things that truck owners have, and this is something I want you to understand. I'm a 35-year truck owner. I've owned pickup trucks for 35 years. That's all I've ever bought in my adult life. Why? Because I need a bed, I need to pull stuff. They're practical, okay? And plus they take a beating. And if you drive a little, hit a curb here and there, their suspension, their handling is made to handle those rugged things. So, it's just a tougher vehicle for people a little more abusive like me. Now, cool things about this truck that other trucks don't have, because I believe Tesla is about 10 years ahead of every other truck maker with this truck. This is a 48-volt system, okay? Normal cars operate off a 12-volt battery system. Originally, cars operated off a 6-volt. Then they changed to 12-volt. They've been 12-volt for, 60 or 80 years. It's crazy. This truck's the first vehicle. It's a 48-volt system. Look at here. We've got two 110 outlets. You've got more also in the front and inside. You also have a 220 outlet. The cool thing about this, you can use something called Tesla's Power Share. You can plug this directly into your house. This battery, when fully charged, is the equivalent of 3 or 4 Tesla Powerwalls. You can operate a home for 4 days. So if you have a hurricane at your short-term rental and you need to have power to it and you don't have access to a generator, you can't get gas for the generator, boom, plug this into your house. There's even tax credits you get for that. This is amazing. I get a tax credit for the vehicle, get a tax credit for the power share, and I get Section 179 savings for accelerated depreciation. Financially, this truck pays for itself. Now, aside from the power, which is huge, by the way, you can operate a welder off here. You can operate other machinery off here. The battery is going to last all day long, powering all your 110 and 220, all day long. So if you're in construction, that's a must-have. You also have storage underneath here, okay? In here, you've got what's called the Tesla mobile connector, and that's what allows you to go from 220 over to another car. So if you see another EV on the side of the road that's out of battery, you can do a jumper and jump off your battery into theirs. Also, I purchased some of these aftermarket, these rings that you see here, okay? Now, these rings, I'm going to show you what they're for. I'm just going to put them back. I'm just going to show you what they gave you, and if you want more, you buy more. First of all, you've got these clips here for your straps. If you want to strap anything down, you've got one in each corner, one on this side, one on this side. But up here is where those clips go. Now they give you two, one on each side, and you can put more of those clips in here. So if you need to strap more things down, whether it's a motorcycle, an ATV, cargo, it allows you to have stuff here that's safely and securely strapped in. This white thing you see here, hopefully it comes out in the video on both sides. This is a light. You've got a light back here, and you can change the brightness of it as well. Allows for really cool visibility at night. And Tesla and Elon, you know, they're definitely ones who have a sense of humor. So this, I was wondering, why is there an odd number of these clips? You know what this is? It's a bottle opener. It's a pickup truck. Of course you need a bottle opener, right? Come on. Rednecks. All right. So anyway, this is the inside of the bed. Also up front here, you have 2 more of these clips for tying, strapping stuff down. Also on the bottom, there is also more clips you have here to tie stuff down with. So you just lift these up, which is a little tough right now. I've only owned this truck a week, so getting used to everything right now. But you've got these right here as well to tie stuff down. So the bed's really, really practical. Yes, this is a pickup truck. It goes 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds. So it's a fast pickup truck, but it is a pickup truck. So cool thing is you put this up here, automatically closes, hit the button, the tonneau cover comes down. Underneath here, you have 3 little plastic hand screwed things. It's a cover. This comes right off. You have your tow hitch right here. Yes, you can tow. You can tow, I think, a 12,000-pound boat or trailer with that, no problem. I have a temporary tag, as you see here. My vanity plate, I'm switching over from my Tundra. Obviously, it's Cyber, C-Y-B-E-R. So once I get the new plate for the Cybertruck, this one's got a identity crisis. This is a Toyota Tundra, not a Cybertruck, but this is going to go on my Cybertruck. I just wanted to reserve it before anyone else did. So a couple things. This is your charging port over here for your plug-in. You can go about 330 miles on this. Originally, they wanted to go 500 miles. You can go 500 miles with an additional battery pack you drop in the bed. I don't have fear of range. I'm not using this to drive cross country. I'm simply using this for around town, and there's superchargers everywhere. So I'm good with that, but if you tow, you're probably gonna want the additional battery. And as I touch the stainless steel, one thing you'll notice, short-term rental owners, this is a refrigerator on wheels. This is a stainless steel refrigerator on wheels, which means every time you touch it, you'll get fingerprints. This is why everyone wraps their Cybertruck, because you get fingerprints everywhere. I did do some cleaning on it. I put some cyber wax on it. I didn't clean it as well as I probably could have. I learned some tricks, so next time you see the video, hopefully it'll look a little spiffier. Quick thing, how to open the vehicles, you just press the button right there. This opens up. And this is the white and black interior. They have a new tactical gray that's coming out soon. You have plenty of room for 3 people here in the back. And as well as that, you've got a touch screen here. So your people back here can watch videos, play music, adjust their climate control. You also have a, the seats actually lift up so you can store underneath it. And I am not sure exactly, wait, here it is, this might be it. Yep, there it is. So both of them come up. You can store plenty of things underneath there. Plenty of storage in here. You also have storage in your doors. And let's see what else we have back here. Pull this back, put the seat down. Great headrest. The whole top is actually a sunroof. This is with all the Tesla vehicles have a sunroof. We have a sunshade on here, but all Teslas have this safety glass. It is very durable. It's stronger than a metal roof. So you don't have to worry about safety. Tesla cars are the safest ones that are on the market. I don't know if you've read that, but the Model Y, the Model 3, Model S, and this one actually exceeded all safety. In fact, they tried to roll this thing over in the safety test and they couldn't. They did everything possible to try to go sideways and push it over. They could not roll this truck over. And if you're a truck owner, and I've rolled the truck, okay? So I'm speaking from experience. You can easily roll a truck because of the high level and also the way the weight is situated. But the Cybertruck, all the batteries are on the bottom, just like all Teslas. It has a skateboard type chassis, so all the weight's in the bottom. Very low center of gravity. Now, a couple things about the inside I want to show you. And by the way, these doors are bulletproof. You've seen the videos. Now, I'm not going to test it here in this video, but this is stainless steel. It is the same material that they built the SpaceX. It's actually in the same family of alloy they built the SpaceX rockets from. Now, we're going to show you this interior, which is absolutely gorgeous. One thing about Teslas in general, not only the Cybertruck, all Teslas. Elon took a page from Steve Jobs with his idea of simplicity with art. Okay, think of when the iPhone first came out. Okay, all the other phones had keyboards on them, had buttons on the side and on top, and then all of a sudden the Apple iPhone came out and there's a single button on the screen, and people freaked out. They didn't know what to do. Well, Tesla deploys the same type of thing because this is a work of art. All their cars are works of art. This is a 17-inch display. It's a little bit bigger than your typical Tesla. Most are about 15 or so. Everything you can control is on here. Some exceptions by federal law, which is absolutely stupid. Up at the top here, you have a hazard button. You actually have to have a physical button. It can't be anywhere else. So that satisfies the feds. But this is a yoke steering. And people were kind of freaking out. Oh my God, a yoke. I want a steering wheel. I got news for you. This is awesome. And here's why. We're going to show you this later on. The cool thing about this steering, number one, this is what's called steer-by-wire. If you own a boat, you may have heard it as fly-by-wire, right? So steer-by-wire means just this. All other vehicles have like a gear type physical driveline in here, and it turns the wheels. This is different. These are electronic sensors, so there is actually not a physical cylinder in here. It's all electronic. Imagine you're at Dave & Buster's playing a drive racing game, okay? And cars are going by looking at the Cybertruck. I'm the hit of the neighborhood, evidently. But the cool thing about this truck is the steer-by-wire, because if you go to Dave & Buster's, go to those steering games, what you're going to see is when you drive those games, okay, they don't feel like a steering wheel because it's artificial, because it's a sensor, okay? And so when you drive on the screen, it looks different, it behaves different. Now, it's easier than a video game, but it's that same thing. You're steering it, but there's no resistance. It's smooth, and you don't have to turn as much. Really, you're turning like 10 to 2 to make turns. So the first time I drove this, I left Raleigh, North Carolina, and my wife wanted to stop and get some Taco Bell, so we stopped over, got some Taco Bell, and we had to make a U-turn to get back on the highway. And when I made that U-turn, there was 3 lanes. I made the U-turn, and for those of you who own trucks and have driven trucks, you know your turning radius in a truck absolutely sucks. So I made this turn, and there was 3 lanes, and I ended up in the middle lane. And I noticed in my rearview mirror on the vehicle behind me, it was a Toyota Tacoma. When he made the U-turn, he ended up in the right lane because his turning radius isn't the same as this. Now, there was just a software upgrade done that I did this morning, because Tesla does over-the-air software updates. And one of the items in the update, the turning radius gets reduced by 1.6 feet. So I can steer an even tighter turn. I can make tighter turns than this than most any cars, okay? And so the steer-by-wire, which feels amazing with this yoke steering, and the turning radius, because this has 4-wheel steering. No other truck out there has this, where if you make a left turn, the front wheels go like this, and the rear wheels go like this, and it turns. The thing is, you can't turn the truck, I should say, without it being in gear. So we're going to show you that later, because I want to show you just how impressive that turning radius is. So let's go back here, and I want to show you these controls real quick on the yoke. You've got your directional buttons right here. There's no sticks. There's no gears. There's no directionals. You have your turning directionals here. You've got your lights. If you want to turn them on manually, they go on automatically. This is actually used for volume control as well as changing your songs. You've got your windshield wiper over here. You've got a button to press to speak if you want to give it verbal commands. And you've got a joystick here, which also, if you press the windshield wiper, allows you to use that. And you've got your horn, obviously. There's no emergency brake. It's an EV. It's always in park. This brake pedal, I've probably pressed in the past week 4 times. And you're asking yourself, Mark, how can you possibly only press the brake 4 times? Because with regenerative braking, if you've ever ridden a golf cart, it's the same thing with electric vehicles. When you let off the gas, it slows down. So I've not needed to hit the gas unless I had to press it for a quick reason. Either someone cut me off or I had to make a quick stop for a turn, whatever. But for the most part, I let my foot off the gas and it slows down. The cool thing about the display, people freak out that, you know, there's no dashboard and everything, but everything is right here. And I can't just tell you just how amazing that is, because with many cars, like my Tundra, I've got controls in the steering wheel, I've got controls here, there, on the yoke, on the side here, on the door, and you don't know where to turn and where to press things. Everything is here. I can do everything with the controls right here, whether it's raising and low. I can raise and lower this thing about a foot or so, foot and a half, and that's over in dynamics. I can also change the mode from beast mode to comfort, right? Towing and hauling, I can change, you know, how the truck operates if I'm towing something. With charging, how far do I want to go? Normally you go to 80%. Autopilot, which is coming out soon. Autopilot's here, but full self-driving, which it steers itself, is coming in several weeks. With locks, with display, you walk away, it locks itself. Navigation, the different rules and changes. I can go in a whole episode about this. There's also something called Sentry, which is a whole video security for when you're not at the vehicle. It records everything. There is also a rear view mirror that's normally here, but I removed it simply because there's no need for it. When you're in operation, there's actually a camera back here that has the entire rear view mirror back there. So I put this thing right in here. It's a little ornate thing. You press in there, and after you take off the rear view mirror, you plug that in and it's all done. Again, beautiful, big, clear screen in front. This week we're getting it tinted so that we can have some comfort from the UV protection. There's also a frunk for storage you probably heard about, and I want to show you something cool with the frunk. So you get into your app, or you can do it from the display itself. In fact, I want to do it from the display because my phone is not acting up. It's acting up. So I'm going to pop the front from here. And in here, behind the plastic, there's actually also a 110 volt in here. You've got storage in here. You put groceries in here if you want. And to close it, you've got a couple options. There's a button here, and there's a button here, and it closes itself. This light bar is really cool. My wife picked me up at the airport yesterday, and you see all these cars going by, and you're wondering which one's yours. Real easy to stand out. You got this light bar that lights up and comes at you. I knew it was her coming to get me. So these wheels are massive wheels. Very comfortable ride. You can change the comfort level, and you can raise the suspension about a foot or so. And with these wheels, I'll tell you, it drives and handles like a Cadillac. It's just smooth as can be. And again, it's fast as get out. So this is just a quick overview of the Cybertruck. We're gonna give it, in a few minutes, I'm gonna give you a little tour of how fast it goes, as well as showing you the tires and how well they steer. So here we go. Okay, so we drove over to the cul-de-sac by our house so we can show you the four-wheel steering and just how amazing it is. So Dolly is gonna show you the outside and the rear tires and how it turns so amazing. As you can see, all four wheels are turning, and look at this turning radius I have. That is a tight circle. Look at this circle. All four wheels turning. And now, what we'll show you is when I straighten the wheels out, that's how much, see how much they turned? So those rear wheels turning that much will change the turning radius significantly. No other truck does this. And again, if you're a truck owner for 35 years like I am, you'll know that this is probably the neatest feature of this truck. Now, I didn't plan this, I didn't know this, but one of my neighbors over here has a Model S. So, as you can see, Teslas are very common around here in South Carolina. My wife had a Model 3 about 5 years ago. We were one of the first in the area that had it. and now they're everywhere. Okay, we've even got superchargers here in North Myrtle Beach and in Myrtle Beach. So now we're going to show you the 0 to 60 takeoff and just how fast this thing is. Okay, since we're just in our subdivision, we're not going to go 0 to 60, but we're going to show you just how fast the acceleration is. Just watch this display as I peg this thing just for a second or two. Watch this. This thing accelerates amazing. So if you have pickup trucks and you need the practicality, but you miss having a sporty vehicle that goes fast, this is the ultimate replacement. Now, one last thing I'm going to leave you on is cost of ownership, okay? For those truck owners, anyone out there who enjoys having, there's my tire marks, I guess, on the ground from peeling out. From those who have trucks, my Tundra costs about $100 to fill up with gas to go about 300 miles. An oil change is $125. A tune-up is $600. So the cost to run that truck is a good $15,000 to $20,000 a year easily just on that, not including anything else, not including brakes or anything else. Just gas, oil changes, tune-ups, 20 grand a year. This vehicle has nothing to maintain, okay? Just tires like a regular vehicle does, but there's nothing else. I don't need oil changes. I don't need tune-ups. I know the first thing everyone says is that you're gonna have to replace your batteries in a certain number of years, and that is just false, okay? First of all, the battery warranty on this truck is 150,000 miles. I don't know of any truck that has a 150,000 mile engine warranty, okay? They put 150,000 miles on this battery. These are new batteries, the 4860s, or 4680s, sorry, by Tesla. These are much more durable battery. These things are gonna last probably till I don't have this car anymore, and I drive my trucks for 12 to 15 years. I'm gonna have this thing for a long time. I love this purchase, and we're gonna go into more detail on the Cybertruck, but I wanted to give you a once over for a 1 week ownership on this thing, and I'll see you again next week. So again, like and subscribe below. We'll see you next week.